I used to really struggle with my skin. Acne breakouts, uneven texture, and the bags under my eyes were the worst part. And some days I'd avoid mirrors entirely. I wouldn't even turn the lights on, I just didn't want to see myself in it. And over time, it really started to get to me. I'd often be filming in the gym and I'd look back at the footage and I'd pick out where I looked tired filming reels, or perhaps I had an outbreak, so I wouldn't post that piece of content. And I knew that something needed to change, and I started to take my skincare seriously. Alright, enough of the dramatic music. It's not that serious, but for me at the time, I was actually struggling with my body image and also the way I looked. The bags in particular under my eyes. Often I get comments such as, "You look extremely tired," and I'd be wondering as to why I look tired, considering I was getting 8 hours of sleep. And it really came down to my skin health. So in this video, I'm going to share with you some of the things that I use that have helped my skin go from this to this. So first off, I actually bought a Cryo Glow mask from Shark, and later I got into red light therapy. And I was really invested in both because I wanted to see how they could help my skin recover. There's multiple settings from cooling agents to red light therapy, and just to help it feel healthier and look better. Now, the CryoGlow mask in particular, it cools the skin, it reduces puffiness, tightens pores, and it gives a refreshed, awake feeling. And that's something I really noticed in the mornings. I'll typically use it between 6 to 8 minutes, and if I need the cooling setting for my bags, that's anywhere between 5 to 15 minutes. Now, I mostly use the Ordinary products because they're simple, they're effective, and they're also backed by science, and they're relatively cheap. So the first product we have is a cleanser, and it's by CeraVe, and it's hydrating or foaming. And cleansers actually remove dirt, oil, sweat, and any leftover products from the night before. And you actually want to use a gentle cleanser like CeraVe because it actually leaves the skin feeling fresh without stripping it of its essential moisture. And it actually creates a clean canvas, so all of the other products which I'm about to share with you can actually work effectively. So our second product is a peptide serum. That is also by The Ordinary, and it's a multi-peptide plus hyaluronic acid, abbreviated to HA. Now, peptides are a bit of a buzzword in the industry right now, but we're not actually talking about the peptides that people are injecting. However, I want to give you an insight into what peptides actually are, because they are short chains of amino acids that support skin structure. Well, in particular this product. And when we actually use a peptide serum, it's going to help to firm and strengthen the skin, especially around the eye area. So it will improve the elasticity over time, and it will help my eyes look less tired and more lifted. We then have hyaluronic acid, which is also by The Ordinary, and it's 2% plus B5. So what hyaluronic acid does is it actually draws water into the skin, and it provides hydration and that little bit of plumpiness. So the B5 in particular, it's going to support the skin barrier and helps to repair any damage. So what I'll do is I'll gently pat this under my eyes and across my face, keeping the skin soft and refreshed, ready for other products. Next, we have niacinamide. That's also by The Ordinary, and it's 10% plus zinc. So what niacinamide does is it helps to regulate oil production, and it actually helps breakouts or reduce breakouts. It improves your texture and it minimizes the appearance of pores. So I actually use it a few nights a week, but avoid applying it directly under the eyes, especially if that area is quite thin or even sensitive. On our list next is a caffeine eye cream serum, and this is also by The Ordinary. What caffeine does is it actually helps to reduce puffiness and dark circles, so it's going to help your under eye actually look a little bit brighter and more awake. Now, I actually apply it directly on the orbital bone, so this part here, and just under the eyes. And for me, this step makes the biggest visible difference in the mornings. And to round it off, we need to use a moisturizer by CeraVe or Neutrogena. I actually use The Ordinary once again. So it's a natural moisturizer and it's got hyaluronic acid in there as well. And what it does is it actually locks in hydration. It smooths your skin and it actually helps all of the other products which you've applied work more effectively. So this is a really good moisturizer. It keeps the skin comfortable and nourished throughout the day or even night. So that's what I'll typically use on a regular basis. However, we do have one more product. It's by The Ordinary, you guessed it, and it's actually retinoid. It's pronounced Granactive Retinoid 2% emulsion, or retinol 0.2% in squalane. And what it does, it's quite a cloudy color, but it actually speeds up your cell turnover. So it's going to help to reduce acne, improves texture, improves your overall skin health. And I actually only use this a couple of nights a week. I think about 2 nights a week when I'm not using the CryoGlow, but we always want to make sure that we are hydrating our skin first and never directly applying it under our eyes to prevent irritation. Now, all of these products have specific roles, and together they actually make my skin feel healthier, firmer, and even more refreshed. And some might even argue it's a little bit more advanced than those men that use the 3-in-1 body wash for pretty much washing their face, their ass, and also their hair. Now, like I said, I'll attach somewhere on screen my specific morning and evening routines so you can actually see the exact order I use everything and how it fits together. If you enjoyed this type of content, make sure to like and subscribe, and for more fitness related content, you can follow me on Instagram at JapFitCoach. I will see you in the next one.